Hello tacticians, today I have managed to hit 6,000 subscriptions, which is absolutely crazy, so thank you to each and every one of you who decided to hit that sub button. And as a thank you, here is a code that you can use to give you another 15 shards for Ahriman of the Thousand Suns. I thought that was appropriate. As you may or may not be aware, 6 is the special number for Slaanesh. I am also collecting a Slaaneshi Emperor's Children army. And Ratatosk has said the following in the last explainer, which is all to do with keeping the custody secret, and the fact it wasn't a very good secret. And she said, fortunately, this situation doesn't happen too often, and the next faction release won't be so chaotic. Or will it? So adding all this together, I can say probably that the next faction is going to be Emperor's Children, which isn't a massive surprise, I guess, but I'm really excited for it. So I thought, as this is a thank you video, I'm going to put together what I would create for the Emperor's Children, if indeed they are the next faction. And let's be honest, they've got to be soon, haven't they? Haven't they? Probably. First up are the normal troops, the foot troops of the Emperor's Children army. Now, these are brand new to the system, so I imagine they would be the first ones to come to us. It's either the Infractors, who have the sword and a bolt pistol, or the Tormentors. Now, they tend to come with bolt guns, but in the codex for the tabletop game, they can have plasma guns, which I think would be a welcome addition here, or melter guns, and not many people have that, so that'd be quite good as well. But these guys are very speedy on battlefield. I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up with a movement of 3 with rapid assault. Also, they could have access to infiltrate. In fact, for the tabletop, the Tormentors do actually have infiltrate and can move forward, and the Infractors have scouts, which give them an additional movement at the beginning. So we're either going to be looking at movement 3, possibly 4, although I doubt it, or more than likely the infiltrate skill. These are going to be the first ones, and I think it's pretty much a given. It's just whether they give them that ranged attack or not. Next up would be the Noise Marine, or I think more than likely will be the Kakophonist, who's there on the right. The reason for this is, even though the Noise Marine is quite literally the one unit that anyone who knows anything about Emperor's Children would say that's the quintessential unit, I think it might be the Kakophonist that makes an appearance, because if we look at the other Chaos factions, they all have someone in Terminator armour. Now, the Emperor's Children don't have that, apart from the Kakophonist, who is actually wearing a form of Terminator armour. He's got the same save on the tabletop. The cool thing about this guy is the fact that he can cause mortal wounds on the tabletop, which basically means you can't take any saves. So this could be a way of introducing the direct damage which was taken away from some troops in the past. Be a nice little cool addition. The other thing that the Kakophonist does is he grants a buff to the unit he's with to shoot more. So you could almost see him giving an additional hit to whoever's next to him with their ranged attack, a bit like how Abraxas does. The Kakophonist could do it for shooting instead, which I think is a nice little toss-up between the two. So as much as I would love to see the Noise Marines, these are the guys that drew me to the Emperor's Children in the first place. I think it's going to be the Kakophonist that is shown here instead. Next up is probably the easiest one to call. We'll definitely have someone who's going to be the Lord Exultant of the faction. Now, this guy comes with a Phoenix Spear, which is basically a power weapon, and I imagine he's going to come with an ability which will increase the number of attacks that he has. Or maybe there'll be a passive ability, which means the more he kills, the more attacks he'll get, which we have seen similar sort of things to that in the past. This guy has to be in. He is one of the coolest models that the Emperor's Children have received, and he is almost definitely going to be in the game. Speaking of cool models, I would imagine the other one that we're going to get is a Flawless Blade. Now, these guys have dedicated themselves to the use of that massive double-handed sword there, and they've actually got a demon patron within their body which they can call upon to fight. Again, this is based on the tabletop, and if they do, they can basically wound anything. There is a downside. If they fail to kill someone, well, the demon inside's not too happy and takes them instead. So it's not all rosy for the Emperor's Children. And as you can see, he's got, let's call them a combat stim on the top of his backpack there. So I wouldn't be surprised if there is something to do with that for them as well. Possibly doing something again with their movement. These guys are probably the fastest thing on foot in the 40k army. And yes, I'm even looking at the Eldar. These guys can run almost halfway across the battlefield in one go. So if these aren't moving at least 4, I'm going to be very surprised indeed. And finally, this guy is almost certainly going to be our legendary, Lucius the Eternal. Now, this guy thrives on combat. He is out to prove he is the best swordsman in the entire galaxy. In fact, he's died multiple times only for Slaanesh to bring him back to life. I don't think we'll see that within Tacticus though. But he does have the Fight's First ability, so I wouldn't be surprised if he has something like Calendis, where if you go to attack him, he is going to attack you first. I imagine he will also have a taunt-like skill to make sure that nobody is going to escape him, and, well, who wouldn't want this pretty boy on their team? Although, if you were to ask me, there is one other legendary character I would like to see, but I really don't think he's going to make it to the team because he isn't actually in the Emperor's Children Codex anymore. And that's Fabius Bile, possibly my favourite character from the Emperor's Children. He's known as the Clone Lord. He has perfected the cloning technique. He has also died multiple times, but he keeps backups of his clones almost everywhere, so you can never actually tell if you've killed the real one or not. He's also the chief apothecary. Now, we haven't really had a legendary healer. Unshi comes close, I guess. But this guy is probably the one that you really want as a healer on the battlefield. Admittedly, you might end up sprouting a few extra arms or heads, but sometimes that's the price you need to pay for progress. I really hope he does appear. I really don't think he will, because as I said, he's not actually in the Emperor's Children Codex, and in the books, there's been a bit of falling out between him and the Emperor's Children as well. Now, with all this said, if we're having the entire faction, we surely have to have a new guild raid. And for that, there's only one option, and that's Fulgrim. I mean, you can't say we're not getting him as a guild raid boss. I imagine he's going to be up there with the others like Magnus the Red and Mortarion, who are a complete pain to deal with. I also think he could bring something new, and that is the fact that he is known for his poisons. So if you get hit by this guy, I can imagine even if you're not hit again, your health would be dropping down because of the poisons that he infects you with. And let's be honest, the other Chaos factions, well, apart from World Eaters, I guess, have had their Primarchs come, so why can't we have ours? Well, I say we. I mean, why can't I have my Primarch here? As to what this guy does, I couldn't even guess, apart from cause everyone headaches, until we figure out how to kill him and then we'll put him on farm like all the others. So anyway, thank you for listening to my ramblings about what I would love the next faction to be. And again, thank you for all of you who have subscribed and follow this channel. It really is an honour to bring you my, well, let's be honest, ramblings at times. I'm glad you spend some time here. If you like these videos, then it would be much appreciated if you at least think about using my friend code, as it really does help me out. Or if you or your guilds are looking for a new home, please reach out to any of the guilds shown, as we'll always welcome new people into our midst. As always, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you on the battlefield.